Welcome to the second video of the Fretboard knowledge course. Here we'll learn the notes on all strings. Sounds cool, right? But how will we do that? We only know the notes on maybe two strings for now, the low and the high E. Well, we start with learning the notes on the fifth string. And how do we go about it? Well, if you remember, approach number one is just counting the notes from fret number 0, because the A string, of course, fret number 0 or the open string would be an A note. So approach number one is just counting from the open string. But if you do remember what we did with the sixth string, we'll do the same thing with the fifth one. So we'll split the string in three parts again. And which are these important frets that we'll use in order to split our fifth string or the A string? Well, they are the same frets as the frets that we used for the sixth and the first string, just fret number 5 and fret number 8. And these notes aren't A and C here because the string is not an E string, it's an A string. And the fret number 5 is a D note, so remember this, and fret number 8 is an F note. So we'll go the same way. We have to do the same exercises in order to learn all the notes on the fifth string. And we first start by playing some randomly chosen fret, for example, fret number 7, and we try to guess, actually not guess, but really count our notes, but starting from the closest position or the closest fret that we know. So fret number 7 I chose, and I know that on fret number 8 the note is what? An F. So one half note or one semitone before F would be just what? An E note. And exercise number 2 is again using the random note generator. You generate a note and try to play it before and after the 12th fret. How do we know the notes after the 12th fret? Well, we use the 12 plus X formula, where X is the number of fret that we play before the 12th fret, and then 12 plus X is the same note but one octave higher. So fret number 3 on the A string is a C note, and using that formula, 12 plus 3, well, 15 is again the C note. Okay, now I know the notes on 3 strings, and we have 3 more. But wait, I won't make you do the same thing because it's actually pretty slow to do that. Now, what we'll do is use the octave shape, but not the 12 plus X formula that I talked about. We'll use the shape. How do we play one note and then an octave higher but the same note? Well, we do a power chord, and for example, I started from the 5th fret here on the 6th string. What note is that? A. Okay, so we started from the 5th fret on the 6th string, and then the octave shape is playing the power chord, but not the 7 on the A string, like not one string higher, but 2 strings higher. So 5 on the 6th string, and 7 on the D string. Or if we, for example, started from, let's say, fret number 3, what's that note on the A string? A C note. Okay, so if we started on the C note on the A string, the next C would be the 5th fret of the G string. Not the D, not the one below it, but the one after that. So not on D, but G. And could we use that all over our fretboard? Well, we could use it after the 12th fret, but there's something really interesting that happens, because when we think about it, the intervals between all the strings are the same except one pair of strings. For example, if I took A and D, what's the interval? Even if you don't know intervals, just bear with me, it's very simple. So the interval is just the number of notes between them. So between A and D, there are A, B, C, and D, 4 notes, right? Between G and B, how many notes are there? G, A, B. Aha, so only 3. Okay, what's the weird thing? Which one is the weird thing? Is 4 notes the more common or 3 notes the more common? Well, we take, for example, B to E. How many notes are there? Well, B, C, D, and E. Okay, 4 notes. So the only weird pair of strings is the G and the B string. Now, what does that mean? How do we compensate for this lack of one note that we wanted? Because we want to be able to use that octave shape. Because, for example, just try it yourself. Try to play the 3rd fret on the 6th string and then the 5th fret on the D string. It should sound similar. They're just the same G note, right? Okay, but try to play, for example, the 5th fret on the D string, that is the G, but the higher one, and the 7th fret on the B string. it doesn't sound the same, right? It's actually out of tune. But try to play the 5th fret on the D string and the 8th fret on the B string. Aha, now it sounds similar. Why? Well, we lack one note, we have only 3 notes between G and B, and to compensate, we just stretch a little bit that octave shape that we used, like the power chord, but after one string. So we stretch it by placing the higher note 1 fret up. That way we compensate for one note that is lacking between the G and the B string interval. So what does this mean? Well, when we play from the 6th and the 5th string, the octave shape is just the power chord shape with skipping one string, but when we play from the D and the G string, the octave shape is a little bit more stretched. We place the higher note just 1 fret up, we lift it 1 fret up. And why didn't I say the B and the E string? Well, try skipping one note from the B string and playing the higher string after the high E. There's no strings. Now the assignment is as follows. Try to place your fingers on some fret like you did before and count the notes up to there. Do it as fast as possible. So of course you will start from the fret that is closest and you know what note is on that helper fret. So do that, but do it with an octave hack. So you, for example, place your finger on the 4th fret of the A string, and we know that the 5th fret of the A string is a D note. So one semitone lower from D is just a C sharp, okay? And then fret number 4 we played, so fret number 6, but not on the A string, fret number 6 on the G string is a C sharp note again. How did I do that? Well, I only use the octave shape. And do the other exercise, the random note generator exercise with the sight, but do it with the octave shape this time.